Hi and welcome friends. In this video I'm going to share with you the source code and guide you to achieve like this project. As we see, it is an attendance system based on face recognition using Opencv with Python and Java programming language. Each person, when he or she detected by the system, his or her name stored automatically into database. I recuperate the result using graphical user interface Java frame. So if you are interested, stay with me. To achieve like this work, you need to install some packages and libraries. First, you need to install Visual Studio for C++ compiler. I show you how you can do that. Go into Google, type Visual Studio. So this is the official website. Download Community 2019. After that, you should achieve into something like this. Check from desktop development with C++. You should install that. Why? Because Dlib is a modern C++ toolkit. So you should install the compiler for C++. As we see here, containing machine learning algorithms and tools for creating complex software in C++ to solve real-world problems. I show you how you can install these libraries. I have Anaconda Navigator. You can use PyChar. In my case, I am using Anaconda Navigator. And this is the Python editor, Spider. So go into CMD to install the important library. So first type this command, pipe install cmake. In my case, I install all this library. So I give you an example, for example, this. As we see here, requirement already satisfied. Face recognition, as we see here, you need first Dlib before to install face recognition. So let's go into my repository GitHub to download the source code. So this is the source code. We have Python scripts and Java scripts. Download all these scripts. Download zip. After you download the project, this is the result. We have Python 3 scripts. So let's see the content of this file. Here we have images attendance. Here put all the person images. This is the Python script. The CSV file, if you want to store the attendance name into CSV format. And this is the database, if you want to store the names into database. And this script to interact with database with Python programming language. And this is the frame to read the database. Don't worry, I try to explain each file. I launch Spider IDE. Here I add this file. This file has an interaction with face attendance system Java file. I forgot to put it in the repository. Now I put this library, as you see here. Lib contains SQLite Java database connection to interact with this file. Why I give you this file? This file for developer side, if you want to develop this Java frame. So this is the source. So let's go into Spider to see the source code. I try to explain to you the source code, and if you want the details explanation, I guide you into this video. This video explains the source code and store the names into CSV file. In my case, I show you how you can insert these names into database. So first, here we have the important library, as we see here, CSV2, NumPy, data time, import database script to interact with the database. So let's open this Python script. So this is the file. So let's take a near look about this script before go into attendance system. Here I import the important library. This is the database name, database attendance.db, as we see here. So let's open this database with DB browser to see the architecture of this database. So this is the database, and this is the word table. We have ID, full name, and date, time. So in this function, I create the database if doesn't exist. Insert data, I insert the name into database, but I have this function. I insert a name into database only if doesn't exist in the specified day. So as you see here, I recuperate all names between day D1, this is the time, and D1, this is the time, all the day. And if this name doesn't exist, I call this method to insert this name. So this is database scripts. It is very simple. So let's go into attendance system. So here we have a path which contains all the images attendance. So this is the path. So here class name contains all the name of each image. So here you should make a name that has a relation with the image. Here we have find encoding images. So I add in this list all the encoding images. So I call this function here and store it into noun face encoding variable. So here, if you want to interact with CSV file, and here I call database.create data, as I told you here, create data to create the table if not exist. And here I verify this name if exists or not. If the name doesn't exist into specified day, I insert this name into database. This is the infinite loop. So here I capture the image from the camera and I resize it, and I transfer this frame into RGB. Here I find the location of the image. So this function, as I told you, allows me to find the location. So here we have this. This means I take just one face from the image. So here, if the image contains many faces, I take just the one face. So here, try to make images contains just one face. So here I do a comparison, as you see here, compare between noun face encoding. So I compare between the image which captured by the camera and this faces. So if there is matches, I make the name into capital letter and I print this name into console. So this block allows me to draw a rectangle upon the face. The color of this rectangle will be green. So here I call this function check name state to insert this name into database. If doesn't exist into specified day. So after that I show this message into frame and print Q to close this frame. So let's execute and see the result for more understanding. So first, here put all the images of the person. I run the program. As we see, this is the frame. So let's open the Java frame window. So here I prefer to open it from this file. So here first let's delete all these names before, or no problem, because these names are stored into this date and now this is the date. We can insert these names. So let's check, for example, I put, so let's so as we see here, Steve Jobs. As we see, this is the name, as I told you here, print names. So let's check from, as we see here, Steve Jobs, and this is the date 10/10/2020, and this is the time. So let's check from, for example, Elon Musk. As we see here, Elon Musk. So here, for example, this is my face. The system doesn't know my face, so let's insert my face into images attendance. So I close this frame by Q. I insert this image into images attendance. So let's run the program again. So as we see, the system now know my face. So let's refresh the data and this is my name, and this is the date. Now I show you how you can deal with JavaScript. So first you need GRE. For example, if you run this jar file and doesn't appears like this means you need GRE, Java Runtime Environment. For developer side, we need JDK, Java Development Kit. So I have this IDE for Java, Apache NetBeans IDE. So I launch it. So let's import this scripts, file, open project, so this is the Java scripts. Let's open it. This is the whole project. So let's open the source. This is the package and this is the source. We have this frame. So let's run to show you how you can import the JDBasic library. As we see here, we have an error, class now found exception. So let's import this library. So go into libraries, add jar file, go into JavaScripts, this folder, and this is the library. Open. And let's run again. As we see here I have old database, so this is not important, or I delete this database and I copy this database in this folder, and let's see again what happened. So as you see, this is all names. So let's take a near look about this class. So I didn't use this class, main class. You can delete it. So let's take a near look. So double click in this button to see the source code. So let's scroll up. So we have this function to connect into database. The name of database like this. So let's see, this is the database. So to recuperate all names, we write just SQL request. Here you should import first this library, SQLite JDBC. As I told you, this function allows us to recuperate all rows from attendance table. Here I close the statement and RST represent result statement. So this function has gtable as an input. So this is the table will be an input into this function, all names. So here for window opened, I connect into database and I show all names in gtable1. So let's see, gtable1's gframe event window opened. As you see here, I connect into database and I recuperate all names from database and show these names into GTable1. So in this button here, load rows, I just refresh the names. So you can delete this line. So I just call this function. I didn't use this variable. For the curiosity, maybe someone asked me why I use this variable. So the answer here, when I recuperate the names from the database, I want to recuperate just 10 names. First I recuperate 10 names, and when I click second time in this button, I recuperate the second 10 names. So this method, it's better than to recuperate all rows just in one time. So imagine if you have 1000 rows. It's not better to recuperate all this data just in one time. For that, I used this variable here in the SQL command, limit start and 10 start. This start will be changed in each time if you use 2 inputs to recuperate 10 by 10 names. I wish this video will be helpful for you, and we will meet in another tutorial.